Well, hey, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to the Blue Gamer Bluecast Morning Show. I'm your host, Adam Blue, 30 plus year video game enthusiast and industry analyst. And today, for January 9th, 2026, I'll run through the latest gaming news, what I've been playing, etc., etc. I hope everyone is having a good morning. We're at the end of the week, which is good, I guess. Yeah, if you're looking forward to the weekend. Um, but yeah, so here's what's been going on in my mind, and we'll talk about it a little bit later. But with Xenoblade Chronicles X completed in terms of story hitting credits, I'd still go back. I was thinking of what to try next in the Xenoblade Chronicles. So I got that on Switch in the 3DS, and I tried it out. It's very interesting, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. Um, in fact, right now, let me pull that up because what I wanted to show is um so this is like with exophase, right, where I can track stuff. With the 3DS, it doesn't really track, so you have to kind of do it manually, and so that's pretty cool at first. And I've talked about this before. I'm bummed out, oh, it's not automated, but you know what, I don't mind doing some of the manual work. So played maybe about an hour on the 3DS, maybe less than that actually. But let's see, on the Switch, I spent a little bit more time on Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, and you know what, yeah, I gotta say, it's a little underwhelming compared to Chronicles X, but I think that's just a given because this is the first game that was on the Wii, and this isn't a remaster remake; it's a definitive edition. But everything is there from Xenoblade. It's just like playing Xenoblade Chronicles X. But I would say where it's underwhelming is that X feels like more of a proper sci-fi story, and um so far with the Chronicles just standard, it I don't know, it seems to have more of this Final Fantasy slash Kingdom Hearts. It gets kind of the square look, which it's interesting because the later stuff doesn't look that much like that. Anyway, it's not really a big deal, and I think it's still early game. I'm wanting to get the rest of my party together. I'm wanting to um you know I just got the Monado, I think it's called. It's like the main weapon. So I'm still going to give it more time, but I could just reflect back and think, wow, Xenoblade Chronicles X really did blow me away. Really was great. Um, so I kind of like that. Playing, this first one kind of cemented that feeling for me. But I can't wait to play more of it. We might do it today on the show. But yeah, let's see. And then the 3DS version. So then I played a little bit of the 3DS version, and it's a new 3DS. So I have a new 3DS, and it's pretty amazing. Just how, and I guess I'm just holding up the screen here. Is that how people screen share on a 3DS? It's just crazy because I walked through to do the same things that I was doing um, in the game on the Switch version. It's just pretty remarkable, this game on the 3DS. Now, I know it's a new 3DS game. There weren't many of those. Those were games that required the new 3DS hardware. I think that's just that's an example of like an interesting moment in video game history, the whole new 3DS thing, and then a few games, then something like Xenoblade. I mean, Xenoblade on the Wii is pretty incredible in the first place, but then not having it on the 3DS, new 3DS, it's funny. That's why it's funny that I wanted to go back and buy a new 3DS. What was this, a year or two ago? And I think it kind of shows that there's still games on there that are only on there that you'd want to play, but in like an amazing way, because there's the two screens, there's the 3D. Some people don't like 3D, some do. Nowadays, you can get hardware that is dual screen that you can use to emulate 3DS. So you don't really need the 3DS, but that's just a cool piece of gaming history. I think out of all the video game consoles, I've always, never really attached myself to one other than the original Sega Genesis, just because that was the first time I really got into gaming. But like I've held on to my Xbox, my 360. Or no, I've held on to my Xbox, but I went and got a 360 after I had sold my 360. Same with the PS3. Don't have a PS4 because I have a PS5. And so it's just interesting, some consoles that you would want to hold on to, like a 3DS. And you know what? A Vita. I would like to get a Vita again. I'll do that sometime soon because I have that SDG Generation Genesis that I play on the PlayStation, and I have this huge save file that then I can actually port it to the Vita version that I have. So lots of stuff there going on. 3DS is pretty cool. Okay, so there was that Trails in the Sky first chapter, the demo yesterday on stream. I think I downloaded it and I was going to get to it. Yeah, I don't think I played on stream yesterday, right? Yeah, I don't remember. But anyway, I remember I was playing some of it yesterday, and I kind of do like it. I really like the way it looks. The story it's set up so far is pretty. Is it interesting? No, it's just it's compelling enough for me to be like, okay, let's see what's going on. I don't know what it is with most video game stories. I don't know if it's because my mind is so focused on the mechanics that I can. It's hard for me to really be pulled into a video game story. It really is. Like I say, Halo was like the main one. I mean, even then, that was the first time I really considered video games as the story. Because I was growing up with video games. I was into like Star Wars and Aliens and Predator. So those stories, Batman. And when it came to video games, it was just to play. But it's just interesting how, especially through JRPGs, video games can be very rich storytelling experiences. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm really trying to allow myself to kind of settle in, take my time, with that. Play some more JRPGs. Okay, so that's about it for what I've been playing. Not a whole heck of a lot, but I will this weekend. Oh yeah, after work, I'll be working out. Don't know if wife and I are gonna go out. So either I'll play tonight or tomorrow. Can't wait. Let's look at some video game news. Fatal Fury City of the Wolves teases Fist of the North Star collaboration. So this is a fun fighting game, but it is pretty hard. I gotta say, because I even jumped into some other fighting game recently to play a little bit of, and I was like, oh, I'm getting a hang of this. What was it? Third Strike. And it could be because it's Third Strike, but like when you jump into certain fighting games, at least for me, it's like it takes me a moment to be like, okay, how does this game play? How is my thumb movements going to be? Because is it going to be, when I play King of Fighters games, there's a lot more of the quarter circle backs and stuff like that with characters, and Street Fighter's a lot more the forward. There's still the back, but the ones in the King of Fighter games are usually a little bit more to it. Not that they're more complicated. Anyway, let's get back to the point of this. Fist of the North Star in City of Wolves. That's awesome. I would totally get that DLC. Let's see. Okay, Xbox published game Towerborn ditches free-to-play model, launches in full this February. Very interesting. When they first showed off this game, this was going to be one of the exclusives Microsoft was going to have on the Xbox, and it was going to be day one Game Pass. It would be a live service beat 'em up. A beat 'em up is exactly what I want. Now, it came out in its early access, which was weird because it was even on Steam, if I'm not mistaken. Because it just says PC on here, but I was underwhelmed. It was very grindy, or no, more repetitive than grindy, because it would just be it plays almost like like a free-to-play live service game, because it's like go here, do this, then go to the next one, and the levels were kind of, I don't know how to explain what I'm trying to get at, but yeah, okay. Now coming back to it, because if you think that the standard layout stage progression of a beat 'em up, it's you play a stage and then there's a boss and then there's the next stage. This does it because they're trying to again expand the time you're playing it. There's a lot of levels that are just the same thing, and I think that's what I was trying to articulate. I was a little turned off by that, because then it seemed like how it's just going to be that same whole rigmarole of like, get all this stuff, level up this, and I didn't know if I was going to be interested in that. But what's interesting is they've decided to actually release this as a full game, because it was going to be free. So it's going to be $24.99 and buy once offline game, and it has everything, With its full update, Towerborn shifts from its original vision as a free-to-play, always online title into a buy once offline game. You will own the complete experience permanently with offline play and online co-op. This change required deep structural rebuilding over the past year. Wow, so they were working on that for a year, transforming systems originally designed around constant connectivity. The result is a stronger, more accessible. Well, I don't know how much that affects gameplay, but the result is a stronger, more accessible, and more player-friendly version of Towerborn 1. Okay, so that then is interesting, but we got to wait till February 26th. So is there even a reason to play it right now? Interesting. Okay, I'm gonna probably check it out then. Um, all right. So another Xbox related thing, because I thought this was interesting because they're. Oh, I wonder if it's related to this. I didn't even think about this. Yeah, because PS5. Okay, yeah, because there's a bunch of Xbox games that are going to be released on PS5 here shortly. Avowed is one of them. Avowed was almost in my top 5 game of the year last year. I think it was Xenoblade that kicked it off in terms of comparable games. They're both kind of open world RPG likes, adventure, action, whatever. But I really liked Avowed. I even jumped back into it recently, and then I was like, I have so much other things I'm playing because I didn't 100% it or explore everywhere on the map, even though I beat it. Got the credits. When I beat a game, it's like, did I go through the story and have fun while I was casually and sometimes more intentionally doing side stuff? Because I try to avoid the burnout, which I thought I might be seeing with Xenoblade Chronicles X, which is why I didn't try to do the rest of the affinity missions and basic missions. But this almost gives me a reason to come back, perhaps, because there's going to be a new game plus, which kind of doesn't matter for me unless because I beat it. I could do new game plus and start with like I'm starting fresh, but with more gear. I'll have to look up how that works. New races to play. That's interesting. A brand new weapon type, which is cool. It's just as much more. So I will say, like, the strong point of Avowed was its combat in the open world. I didn't really care about the story. Um, I don't know. It's funny how good of a game I think this is, but it doesn't achieve like next level. It's like just a very good version of this type of game. To the point, like I had trouble getting into Oblivion. Like I think Avowed is it has more of that tactile exploration and combat feel as you're going through the world. So it's cool that not only is it going to be on a new console, but it's going to get an update that's going to kind of revitalize it. People may be talking about it a lot more during that time of year. What, February 17th? Wait. So oh yeah. Okay. Interesting. So yeah, February is going to have a lot of cool Xbox stuff. And yeah, here's another one because so this is where it's all coming together. January 22nd is going to be a Microsoft Xbox Developer Direct. So they're, I guess, assuming titles like a Fable, which I did actually see something this morning about some new Fable news of the new Fable game coming. That's on the way. Forza Horizon 6 makes a Beast of Reincarnation. Presented by the game creators themselves, Developer Direct will once again give you an inside look at not just the games, but the studios working to bring them to life. Fittingly for Xbox's 25th anniversary year, that includes the return of some of our most legendary franchises, which rub shoulders with a brand new title from one of Japan's most beloved studios. The show includes not one, but 2 titles from Playground Games, with the UK studio bringing us a first extended look at Fable, as well as the debut of gameplay for Forza Horizon 6, blah, blah, blah. So this is pretty cool. And it kind of reminds me this other aspect where people are like, well, Microsoft is just third party now. And it's like, I guess you could say that in a way, but the fact that, they're still going to be, how do I word, aligning themselves with like hardware, because they have their whole controller line. They have, the branding. They said they're going to count another console, but I think they have more. Microsoft has more lateral sort of fingers in the pot, could you say, of their different things where it's harder for Sony, to really be able to meet with that demand. So they really do have to kind of center the hardware first. Is Microsoft has a great controller program. I mean, when they're so many people use their controllers, especially on Steam. Just their base controller is great. The Pro controller is cool too. I personally use a FlyDigi Vader 4 Pro. This is probably the most comfortable controller I've ever held, and it's just great to use. And I love that you can adjust the tension on the analog sticks. But I guess, yeah, what I'm getting at here is I'm excited about this Xbox Direct in context of the fact that we know that they're open about we don't know where the console thing's going. We're thinking we're going to move away, but we're going to have some hardware, that sort of thing. And their backwards compatibility. Also, that rumor that every Xbox game will be backwards compatible on PC, almost nearly. I hope. Okay, this is cool. Fire Emblem Path of Radiance, what's up with this text? Oh, it's the image, I guess it's just cut off. Fire Emblem Path of Radiance on Nintendo Switch. I have had it loaded up. I was actually just playing it before this started, so I might jump into that real quick. I really only played the advanced games. I never played the GameCube ones or even Switch, even Wii. Like, that's kind of weird. Yeah, I played. Hold on. Let's look this up. Oh, and hey, Jam Killex, good to see you. Okay, so if we look at, I'm sure there's, the list of games. Oh, started it. See, okay, it could be that these were in Japan. Let's see. What would I have played? Okay, there's two called the Binding Blade and the Blazing Blade. Yeah, I'm remembering like being multiple of one. Oh, that's it. That's the box art. That has to be the box art. Man. And that was like right when the Game Boy Advance came out. Yeah, this was pretty fun. And again, this is funny because remember I talked about I don't typically care for turn-based stuff, but in the past there are turn-based games I've played. Hopefully they fix the difficulty. Ooh, was that a big thing on that one? Difficulty? Thanks. Okay. I think that's it. I want to say, yeah, this PS5 article covers that. I was talking about a bunch of Xbox games coming to PlayStation. Let's see. 5 Xbox titles get new reveals. Aphelion, Grounded. Okay. Nothing much there. All right, let's do this. Oh, hold up. I gotta do a lot of things, but I could do it really quick. All right. So far, so good. There we go. I love how easy it is to get my Switch on here. Okay. Yeah, here's me playing some of the Fire Emblem. I'm just in this tutorial area. I think I have to defeat a boss. Give it your all. Oh, look at that. I wonder if I should have used an item to heal. You never know what the turn-based games are trying to do for you, or kind of trying to do to set itself apart from others. Like the Shining Force games. Like I have a feel for those for some reason. Again, another turn-based game I did play back in the day. Okay. I don't know if that was supposed to happen. Maybe it was supposed to happen. Oh, no, not with that game over. Okay, so I'm, let's see. I probably had to use the health, yeah, because I think right before I went live, I think the girl gave me health, and I totally forgot I was supposed to use it. So let's do this real quick. All right. Okay, so yeah, this is that tutorial. Oh, I Actually, I didn't want to. Do this. Oh, maybe do that. Okay. Oh. Blah, bitty, blah. I do like the graphics. It's actually pretty cool because I don't think they don't do much like upscale. Like they don't make changes pretty much. I think it's just any just general upres that it can do organically. Joke like the GameCube Fire Emblem had its difficult messed up where the Japanese hard mode was labeled normal mode. Whoa, that's crazy. Wait, what am I? I think I just. Sorry, dude. It really undercut the potential fanbase for a while until Awakening on 3DS. Oh, wow. I had no idea about that. Funny how I just never played them past the Game Boy Advance. All right, here's where I was, and I think she was even telling me something just then. Watch the using items that are no, but yeah, I see. I get it. I get it. All right. Give it your all. Ow. Oh. Now, yeah, the last shot would probably kill me, so I probably should have used health again. Oh, no, the game is like, we'll let you live. Yeah, because I think there's, again, I don't play a lot of these JRPGs, and when I have, they've been more of the tactical, I guess, the overhead, pixel graphic games. But there's the games where it's either you have a lot of units and then some can die and that's fine, or you have a limited amount where they have permadeath. I think Fire Emblem does that. I don't remember exactly. And then, yeah, that's like almost the difference in a way between like the Super Robot Wars and G Generation games. Like there's kind of a difference in what the units do. Am I saving this? Yeah, sure. So I wonder if I will even come back to this later. I don't know. But let's jump into. I'm actually happy thinking about jumping into Xenoblade Chronicles. Again, there's so much of this game that's working against itself for what I like in a game and don't like. Okay. Longer loading, that's for sure. Xenoblade Chronicles X, the load times were chef's kiss. They like barely happened. Although I guess I haven't been teleporting much in the world yet. I'm pretty early on. All right. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I like the switching. What is it? Oh, what was that button? Where you could switch between the characters? What the? How did I do that? Oh, maybe. Oh, was it from this? But I thought I did it like while I was running. Anyway, let me get used to these controls. So, I mean, it looks cool. When you play this, you can look and you see, oh, it still has the far... I'm not looking at the girl character, by the way. I'm looking at the background, for real, though. Like, the distance, like, so this is what, you know, this game is all about. Like, all over there you could go. I haven't gotten far yet. Excuse me. So I need to do that. Let's see. Fire Emblem was famous for its permadeath pre-awakening in Phoenix mode that just failed. Oh, added or had fallen allies retreat. Okay. Okay, yeah, that's maybe what I'm thinking. Yeah, either they retreated for that map or permadeath, or yeah, maybe there was options for that. Okay, cool. Military district. I'll talk to this guy and get a quest. Yep. Certainly, I'll do that. Okay. Thank you. Wait a minute.
What's up?
Oh, it's still on his... Okay, I guess... yeah. So yeah, these are the quests I've gotten so far, and like it's a very similar structure to X, just a little different, but you could just set as active. I liked in X that you could press a button to where it shows where it is on the map, but I think because this game isn't going to be as open world, even though it still is exploratory. Cool. Yep. Okay.
Ryan?
Wait, I could have sworn I already did this. Oh, or did I do it on the 3DS?
What are you doing? Shulk.
No, because I remember he
Oh, no,
oh, or maybe I stopped in the middle of this. I forget. Let's see. Okay, so this is where arts. That's right. I think I had just gotten to this part. And then to level up RZ, okay. And then I'll just, yeah, level up that one for now. Okay. Wait, party member. Okay. Interesting. I can't, I guess I can only have specific party members right now. Yeah, I must have just stopped here. Okay. Let me see something else. Huh. All right. I keep forgetting what the buttons are. Okay, so I got to get out here. Let's see. And so, yeah, I guess this does have that kind of fast travel, which is great. And then you could see, this is the beginning area, but you can kind of see where... Wait, what is it telling me? Oh, that's probably one of the other missions. Yes, so many places you can go and explore. And that's what I liked about you know, Xenoblade Chronicles X. Okay, let's see if I can do a better job fighting these guys, because yesterday by myself, oh, I did that wrong. They killed me. Oh. Okay. And this flow, you know, this flow right now is very much like what I was doing in Xenoblade Chronicles X. And I really enjoy that. And just the way it looks, even though this is, It's funny, when people talk about, for instance, PlayStation era graphics, I think there's a case for like the Wii era graphics. And even though this is on Switch, it kind of carries over that, where it's like super highly detailed, but very aliased. I don't know if that's the word. Ah, see, this is why I play this game. Okay, I'm glad I came out here. I love seeing this stuff. The draw distance. I want to be listening to the music more, but I do have it turned down just a bit. And then, like, yeah, I could just drop down there. This is great. Okay. It is 8:30. I do have to bounce. So what I am going to do is... save. There we go. Yeah, on the 3DS, you have to press a button for it to then allow you to then press the menu button. So, well, I guess I didn't need to... Oh, but it did an autosave anyway. Okay, well. All right. I'm going to shut this down and get going. But yeah, thanks for joining. I guess I'll update as I go with Xenoblade Chronicles. Yeah, the first one. Again, you saw once I got into that open area, it just, I got the feelings of what makes that series fun. So I'm really excited to get into that. So, all right, have a good rest of the day. See you guys next week. Have a good one.